All right, want to introduce you to this game, this solitaire game designed by Todd Sanders called the Draugr. This is an interesting little solitaire game. I don't see any videos on this game out there, so I wanted to introduce it to you, kind of show you how to play it, because I think it's pretty cool. I like playing it. I bought this from the BGG store. They sell it on there. I think that's the only place that you can get this game, the Draugr. Anyway, the Draugr, reanimated dead imbued with magical powers, have come to the region of Trøndelag, seeking to corrupt the town of Stjørdal. Only you, alone, I can't read this without my glasses. A lone revenant hunter can protect the town and slay they who walk again. They're like zombie creatures, back from the dead creatures. Armed with limited supply of holy water and iron spikes, you enter the town square and prepare for the coming onslaught. And that's what this game is about. You're going to have these creatures here. They're going to be attacking the town. You begin at the town square. You have townspeople like the priest, the huntsman, the seeress, the constable, the shepherdess. And then you have locations, the tavern, the library, the dolmens, the foundry. The first thing you're going to do in this game is you're going to remove these. These are for the expansion. You're going to remove these with their little chits, okay? If you want to play the expansion, you can look at the rules that come with the game, and it'll explain how to play with the expansion. These are the rules right here. So they're not that hard. There's a couple of little details in there that are interesting that you should know about. I'm going to play just like 2 or 3 rounds of it just to get an idea how to play this game. So you remove the expansion from the game, right? And then you take out all these cards in the center here, you shuffle them, and then you lay them out, because every time you play it's going to be a little bit different. And this is your town, right? These cards in the center here. So the town square will be in different locations depending on how you shuffle. And after you do that, you're going to shuffle the 6 beasts, monsters, back from the dead creatures. And you're going to then mix those and put them like this. And again, they're going to show up in different areas of the town, right? And then you have here your corruption tokens over here. Then you have, I'll talk about the Shepherdess in just a second. You have holy water. You have a limited supply of holy water and a limited supply of iron spikes. You begin with 2 holy water and 2 iron spikes, and your character on there you are. Or if you want to be represented by a female, on the other side. So you begin in the town square. You have a limited supply of these things here, and then you have the monsters, which I decided to put in this this cup. Interesting story about this cup. This belonged to my grandfather, a backgammon set that I still have here from my grandfather when he was a teenager. So this thing's over 100 years old. Anyway, you have a chit here for each of the creatures, the beasts. They go into the little cup, okay? And the first thing you're going to do is the corruption phase. And then you get to move, okay? So let me do a couple of rounds, and as I play a couple of rounds, I'll explain a couple more details about this game. So the first thing you do is choose one and see which one this is. This one is, I have to look at the face because I think it's this one here. Count Grigo. Count Grigo. So that means this line here is going to be affected first. Now you pull out a second chit, which is going to give you one of these symbols, and every symbol that shows up on this chit here is going to be corrupted, and that is that symbol there with the 8. Okay, so we have the tavern has 1 corruption token. We have the priest has another corruption token. And we have the nunnery with another corruption token. Now, let me talk real quick about how you win or lose this game, okay? You win the game by destroying 4 of these 6 creatures. If you kill 4 of these 6, you win the game. You lose the game in 2 ways. You lose the game if if all the townspeople are corrupted. And like I said, you got the seeress, you got the mayor, you got the huntsman, you got the constable. If the townspeople get fully corrupted, you lose the game. Or if 7 of these cards in general get fully corrupted. Well, gee, Alex, what do you mean by fully corrupted? Fully corrupted means the card has 4 corruption tokens on it. Okay? If 7 cards have 4 corruption tokens on them, you lose the game. Now, what happens with the location, okay, like the library, the tavern, if it has 4 corruption tokens on it, you can still use the special ability. You land on there and you can use the special ability of that particular card. It's just corrupted. If a townsperson like the priest gets 4 corruption tokens, you take that card and you flip it over, and you can no longer use the special ability on that card. So, it gets harder and harder to beat this game, and it is an onslaught. It starts happening very quickly. So the first thing we did here was take out the initial chit here to determine which line is going to be affected. Then we take out a second one, which symbol, and now we have that. We take these 2, we drop them back in the cup or a little bag or whatever you have. And now it's my turn, okay? Now it's my turn to play. I'm there. How do you move? Well, you move by, you can move 1 or 2 spots on here, but you cannot move diagonally. Okay, and you cannot move back to where you came from, right? So you avoid just kind of going back and forth. So I can only move horizontally and vertically 1 or 2 spaces. Now at this point, I'm looking to either start attacking one of these creatures or to try to gather more holy water or spikes. And again, you have a limited supply. When you attack these creatures, here's a little a tip for you. You want to focus on just a couple of them, because if you start putting all this holy water and all these spikes into like maybe 4 different creatures, you're going to run out of them, and then you may need them. And if you need them and you go to a place where you can actually, one of these locations where you can actually get one of these items from the stock here, they're not going to be here because they're going to be on the creatures. And as you can see, here you require 4 iron spikes and 3 holy water. Here you need 6 iron spikes. So it's a tip. I like to focus on a couple of them and destroy them as quickly as possible. If I see I can destroy one of them as quickly as possible, I do that. Now here's something else that's interesting about destroying these creatures. Because as you could see from the first turn, and I'm yet to take my turn, but the first part of the turn, whichever one of these come up, that's the line that's going to happen, right? But let's just suppose that Ivers here is destroyed, that we killed Ivers. Well, one of these is going to move up and now take care of these 2 areas. So they get angry. You start killing them off, they get angry. So if we get rid of Gargantua too, if we kill Gargantua, now you have Lord Molten here controlling the entire town from this angle. So if we pull the Lord Molten chit, the next chit we pick out, every symbol that shows up on that chit in the entire town is going to be affected. So these things get angry as you kill them, okay? Now, another little note specifically about Lord Molten and Lady Belthane, okay? If you pull out a Lord Molten or Lady Belthane chip, you'll do exactly as I did here in the beginning. You'll pull that, and then you'll pull a second chip to see which symbol gets corrupted here in that particular line. But then, if you pick Lady Belthane or Lord Molten, you have to pull out a third chip because if that third chip contains a specific symbol on it, you are then to lose, if it's Lady Belthane, you're supposed to lose 2 holy water. If it's Lord Moulton, you're supposed to lose 2, or however, if you have 1, you would lose that 1 iron spikes. I don't play with that rule because I think the game is hard enough, so it's kind of like a house rule here. I don't play with that rule, but you're welcome to play it. It's in the instructions here. It tells you exactly what to do if you happen to pull out Lady Belthane or Lord Moulton on the turn. Like I said, you got to pull out that third chit, and if it contains that little symbol that is present in here, let me show you the symbol. Let's see. Here's here's Lady Belthane, for instance. You see that little symbol there on the bottom right? Well, you need to pull out a third chit. If it contains that symbol on it, you're supposed to lose this. But again, I don't do it. It's a house rule. I don't do it. The game is hard enough as it is. I've played it a couple of times, and I've lost. It's tough. It's a tough game, but it's a very cool solo game, and I really wanted to introduce it to you. So it's my turn. I look at, you play this game a couple of times, you'll begin to know what the special abilities are. I need to get... I'm going to start attacking, so I'm going to go to the cistern. Again, I can move 1 or 2 spaces, okay? And I cannot later go back to where I came from, okay? We have to keep moving on. So the cistern says add 1 holy water marker from your supply to any Draugr. So I have a holy water here. I'm going to start attacking one of these creatures. And I'll go with Dr. Feeble up here. So I'll start attacking that one. Now you see why I only try to focus on a couple of them as I play, because of the limited supply here. Pretty soon you'll have these all out, and you may not be able to get any back here in the town square, so you could use them. Okay, so now we go into the second turn. That was the first turn. I'm going to play a couple of turns so you see how the game plays. So we got this guy here. Who is this? This is Count Grigo. Okay. Now we pull out a second chit to see what gets corrupted here on this particular line, and it's going to be the symbol there on the left, which is a little circle with a triangle. So that means the foundry is corrupted. The tavern's got a second corruption marker on it, and that's and the nunnery has a second corruption mark on it. You see how quickly this gets ugly? It gets ugly very quickly. So now it's my turn. I need to maybe try to get rid of one of these tokens. I'm going to go to the foundry because I want to talk to you about this card here, which I find very cool. The foundry and the nunnery both have this feature, right? I have 2 choices here on this card. One of my choices is for each turn that I remain here, I add 2 iron markers to my supply. This is my supply here. Or I can protect all locations from having a corruption marker added at the next corruption phase. I don't need to do that now because there's not a ton of corruption, but these 2 cards give you a certain amount of protection. The Shepherdess does too, and I'll explain the Shepherdess in a minute. But these 2 cards give you that protection. If you're on there, on the next turn, these monsters can't further corrupt, at least for a round. It gives you some breathing room. But I'm going to go with this first option, because if I sit here, on my next turn, I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 iron markers and put them in my supply, then I can make my move. And by the way, these 2 cards are the only 2 cards that can keep you from moving. If I decide to stay here for 2-3 rounds, I can do that if I'm on these cards. But that's it. If I'm on any other card, I have to move either 1 or 2 spaces, okay? So that's my move. That's it. I'm not gonna, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, I moved there. Yeah, that was my move. This is gonna be now the corruption phase. We're gonna go into our third turn here. And we got, who is this? It's hard to see these. Oh, here's, I think it's this guy. Why, I can't tell. I need my glasses. Hold on. No, it's Lord Moulton. This is Lord Molten. All right. So, and the symbol that gets corrupted is right there. So it's this A here. So the huntsman gets corruption. And by the way, that's pretty cool, right? The other side is 2, so you'll never run out of these corruption tokens. That one, the docks gets corrupted. And the cistern gets corrupted. Do you know what the cistern is? Does anybody know what the cistern is? That's where you store water. Anyway, so these got corrupted. Now, remember what I told you earlier? Whether you take, you pick Lord Molten or Lady Bethane. In the rules, I'm supposed to now take a third chit. And if the third chit contains that little symbol there, I'm supposed to lose, because it's Lord Molten, I'm supposed to lose 2 iron spikes. Forget it. I'm not playing that rule. Thanks, but no thanks. The game's hard enough as it is. Now it's my turn to move. Because I was there for a full turn, I collect 2 iron spikes. So I'll put these 2 iron spikes here in my supply. That's in the town square. Now I can choose to stay there, or I can choose to move. I'm going to move because I need to do things. Let me, before I move, let me tell you real quick about the Shepherdess. The Shepherdess is pretty neat. You can place, if you go there, you can place or move the Shepherdess counter onto any townsperson or location card. Now, why would you want to place this Shepherdess in a location or a townsperson? Well, because this card, the card that you put the Shepherdess on, is protected from further corruption markers being placed on it as long as the Shepherdess is on the card. Okay, so if I put it on the constable, or let's say I put it on the priest here, I'm not going to do that now, it's too early, but let's say I do that, the priest is protected from any corruption. Okay, so no matter what happens, the priest will not get any more corruption. Of course, if the Shepherdess gets corrupted and I have to flip that card, this is out of the game. Okay, and then whatever card had the Shepherdess on it no longer has protection. So it's like a partner that helps you fight the good fight here. So I'm going to go remove 1 corruption marker from an adjacent card. Let's see. Remove 2 corruption markers from any card for each holy water or iron marker you remove and place back in the general pile. I don't want to remove anything from these monsters. I got holy water there. Where can I go? I can go there. I can go to the Shepherdess, which I don't really care to at this point. I can't go back to the cistern because that's where I was. Well, whatever. I'll do this. I'll go to the tavern. I'm planning for my next move here. I'm going to go to the tavern. The tavern says remove 1 corruption marker from an adjacent card. So I have to see an adjacent card. I'm going to remove this marker here from the priest, and we'll put it over here. Now we keep going like this. As you can see, the game is pretty easy to play. Oh boy, we got Lord Molten again. And let's see what Lord Molten is going to corrupt. It's going to be the triangle there, the little symbol. And actually, we don't have any on this row with that particular symbol there, so great. All right, we get a little break. Now again, remember with Lord Molten, I was supposed to pull out a third chit here, but I'm not gonna play that rule. So yeah, we got away with it because they're looking for this symbol here, and none of these have that symbol. So good. Now it's my turn. I'm gonna go here to the constable, because the constable says that I add 1 iron marker from my supply to any Draugr. I got 4, so I need to start getting rid of these. I'm going to put it up here. So now Dr. Feeble has 1 iron marker and I need to keep working on that to destroy that monster. So now it's the monster's turn to corrupt, and we got Lady Bethane. Lady Belthane, let's see what she's going to corrupt. It's that little symbol there, so it's going to be the cistern. Gets another corruption token. The Dox gets another corruption token. The Amorous gets a corruption token. You see how quickly this gets ugly? So, what am I going to do now? Boy, this is, they're getting corrupted very fast. I need to, this line here's got a lot of corruption, but, you know, I don't know. Where should I go? Add one holy water from useful like that? I'm going to go here because I want to keep attacking these. I'm going to go to the library. The library says add one holy water and one iron marker from your supply to any dragger. So I'm going to, guess what? I'm going to keep attacking that one up there. Okay. Now it's the dragger's turn. Let's see. And I got Gargantua. So let's see where Gargantua is going to attack. And it's going to be that number 8 there, that little symbol. And where do I have a number 8 here? I have the Dolmens and the Constable. So those two begin getting corrupted here. Now it's my turn again. Let's see. I'm going to go to the Cirrus. The Cirrus gives me 2 options, right? Remove 1 corruption marker from a non-adjacent card, or add 1 holy water marker as an iron marker, all right? So I can pretend this is, if I had any holy water, I could pretend it was an iron marker, or 1 iron marker as a holy water marker to any dragger, to any beast here. I have 2, so I could do that. If I chose to do that, what I would do is take an iron marker here, switch it for a holy water, and then place it on one of the draggers, if I chose to do that. But I'm going to choose the first option, which is remove 1 corruption marker from a non-adjacent card. I can't remove it from that because that's adjacent. I'll remove it from the tavern here. I'll remove 1 corruption marker from the tavern. Oh, I need to put these back in there. Well, you get the idea, right? It's a pretty easy game to play, but it's really neat. I like it. I mean, I like it as a little solo game. We got Lord Molten again. I'm not shuffling very well, and there's a lot of corruption here already. Can you imagine if I was playing with that rule? And we got Lady Belthane here, but I'm just worried about the little symbol there on top. So that means the Huntsman gets another marker. The Dox gets a 3rd marker. If I get 1 more, it's going to be fully corrupted. Same thing with the Cistern. It gets another corruption marker. Can you imagine if I was playing with that rule? This would have been like the 3rd time in this, so far in this very short game, that I would have had to get rid of stuff from here. That's why I don't play with that rule. Now it's my turn. This is getting really, really ugly here. Boy, what am I going to do? I need water markers, so I'm going to go here. Okay, and I'm going to use, remember I spoke about the nunnery. I'm going to use that first option because I need holy water here so I can start killing these things. Hopefully we're not going to get Lord Molten or Lady Belthane because I don't want any more corruption here. We got Ivers here. Okay, so let's take out a second chit to look at the symbol. It's that square there. So we have corruption here on the priest. And that's it on this line, which is pretty good. Only the priest got corrupted on this turn. So, beginning of my turn, I've been there for a turn, so I do get 2 holy water markers. Now again, I can choose to stay there for another round to get more holy water, but I'm not. What am I going to do? I want to try to get rid of, let's see. I can add a holy water marker to my supply if I go to the priest. I can add an iron marker to a Draugr. I want to see if there's one I can remove. Remove crush from an adjacent card. That's adjacent. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to the tavern right there. It says remove one corruption marker from an adjacent card. I'll remove one from the docks here because I need to keep fighting. Anyway, you get the idea. We keep going like this until either 7 cards get fully corrupted, or all the townspeople get corrupted, then I lose. Or if I manage to kill 4 of the Draugrs here, and that's Draugr, solitaire game by Todd Sanders. I really like it. I enjoy playing it. You can get it at the BGG store. It's very cool. Go check it out if you like solo games. I certainly like it.